take it to the face, you awesome people. Welcome once again. It's Friday. Set up that campfire. Set it up. Chill out. Take your pants off. I demand it of every single last one of you to remove your pants. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in the car. I don't care if you're on the way home from work. You pull over right now and you take your goddamn pants down. Underwear only, ladies and gentlemen. I just was linked to a thread where someone suspected that perhaps I was beating Andy and that's why he left. What is going on in your head? What do you think is going on in the world where that's the conclusions you arrive at? What are you doing? Are you watching Hannibal on repeat on Netflix or something? You're going, well, this is normal. This is a normal state of affairs. Everything seems pretty legit. I saw Game of Thrones last week. Reminded me exactly of my life, actually. Yeah, it was very much like that on a day-to-day basis. You know, honestly, that's the way it goes. What are you doing? What are you doing? The suspicion was that Andy had his cameras and stuff dropped off here for the stuff he's making. So he came in to pick it up, and they tried to transcribe the conversation, and maybe he got a camera to film me so that I wouldn't launch into my panther stance, which you know I have. I have my panther stance at the ready at all times. I could just leap into action, and you must be ready for that. You must be ready for me to leap into action at any time. I can't even get out of the chair, dude. It's a fucking effort, bro. You've no chance. You've no chance. I need 3 monsters to get the fucking stream going. You kidding me? Are you kidding? To get my world quests on, I need stimulation, son. I ain't getting across this office. You mental. What's the safe word? I don't know, man. Fucking crackers, the lot of you. Not all of you. Most of you. Most of you. Particularly Shiryu. He's mental. He's mental. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Drama Time. I thought I'd throw that in because that was some interesting drama. You got your pants off? My girlfriend said I don't have time. There's always time. I can make this happen. You tell her that. You tell her that, Butch Bob. You go, hey! There's always time. I'll make time. You understand? You understand where I'm coming from? Welcome to Drama Time. I saw some new faces in the chat who were like, what the fuck is Drama Time, dude? Drama Time is because we live in a crazy world. We live in the online world. It's a very weird place where we look at things like doctored videos from the White House. And we deal with, you know, strange and wonderful people on a regular basis, particularly in World of Warcraft, where everyone's anonymous. Everybody is an item level. Everybody has a color and nobody has a name. You are a class, and that's what you will deal with. And because people have this protection, except from the evil Raider.io conspiracy theorists, people tend to act very strangely. Very strangely, don't they? Very, very strangely. Surprisingly, though, when you meet these people IRL, I have met many thousands of you IRL, everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. Everyone's just a normal person who likes video games. But there is a suspicion out there that you are the only normal one. And you must keep it secret, right? Because you're cool. You're of sound mind, body, and thought. It's everybody else who's really freaky. It's just that you happen to be a cool dude or lady who enjoys video games. But everyone else is a freak. But that doesn't stop the fact that some people do act like freaks online. But today, I think this is very relevant to a lot of the conversation going on recently. Is fucking noobs, man. With the downfall of Mythic Plus, seemingly don't have any hard evidence. Really hard to do what I do without hard evidence. Fucking Blizzard's keeping it all a secret. I would love a statistic of some kind, Blizz. Some statistics. Can you tell us? Or maybe it's just a case the vast majority prefers certain things. Who knows, man? Who knows? The vast majority are... Like, real talk to you guys right here. How bad do you think video game players are in World of Warcraft? Like, realistically speaking. If I was to believe what I read about other players, I would suspect that most players of World of Warcraft think this is some sort of Rubik's Cube. Right? And are utterly incapable of tying a shoelace. That's what I seem to get. That's the feedback I see, is that But there's so much evidence to the contrary. It's hard to believe that, right? I would be correct. Do most of you really... I can't tell if you're memeing. This chat is too sarcastic. I can't tell if you're memeing. I can't tell if you're memeing. Do you genuinely really believe that people are that bad? Because I don't. I really don't. I refuse to accept it. I refuse. I stand here on my fucking stone and refuse to accept that most video gamers are incapable of washing their face without burning their eyes. LFR doesn't exist for that reason. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not why it was made in the first place. I don't know. It's a conversation for a video for sure. But I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I need a girl. Where's my girls at? Christine, you'll do. That works. Christine. All right, another girl. Jesus. Let's go with Twinkie. Twinkie's a relatively feminine name. A Blelf Holy Paladin. Kvalheim. Yes. Yes. And after playing the WoW Classic Paladin today, good luck to those of you who are leveling that thing. Good luck to those of you who are leveling that thing. You brave souls. I wish you the best. I do. I want you in my... I do want you in my raids. But, yeah, good luck. I will run you through many a dungeon. Let me put it that way. I will run you through many a dungeon. Deadloos. I hope I'm saying that right. Deadloos. I kind of want to put a noise on it. Deadloos. I need another girl. Fucking hell. Ooh. Let's go with Exiled. Yeah, Exiled. Am I running out of space? I am. Right, I'll remember Exiled. You're in the story, though, dude. In the story. And I thank you to the wonderful Patreons who are sticking with me through this tough time. I am having a tough time. I am having a tough time managing as 50% of the team. Where do we go next? What's the best move? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm struggling, but we'll get there. Don't you worry about it. You don't you worry about it. All right. How many of you raided during the Burning Crusade? Everybody, I guess, right? Everybody. I guess every single person here raided during the Burning Crusade. I'm in the World of Warcraft section. I know. Yeah. Me? Okay. Okay, all right. We got some old school cool here. Got some old school cool. All right. We got some famed slayers of Lady Vashj. That's good to know. That's good to know. Hello, preacher. Hello. And a German brofest to you, sir. These are Germans. Today's the day. My favourite part of TBC. I've sent you a story in the past about the issues my guild has. And you memed me. That doesn't sound right. And you memed me. I'm not angry at you. I was just trying to be funny. But apparently the German half of my ancestry was dominant instead of the Polish half. So I didn't find it funny. Yet you wrote me another story. And I've got to say, I think this audience right here will take notice of the memes. In the previous story, I told you how our guild was broken into 5 raid teams. 5. Team A, B, C, D, or E. Now, what I didn't tell you was that they had nicknames that went along with them, along with their letters. Now, these are in German. They're in German. So, we don't have any Germans here, right? We're good. We're good. I can say this without coming across like a fucking moron. Team A stood for Absolute Dominance. Dominance in the UK. Absolute Dominance. Yeah? Team A, Absolute Dominance. Team B was Berserker. Of course it was. Of course it was. Team C. Oh, I need to change this. Okay. Christine's Stifelicas. Stifelica? Christine's Bootlickers. Christine's Bootlickers. Team D is Doomdodle, which is apparently dumb dicks. If you've made it all the way to Team D, you're a dumb dick. And Team E is Achelaregend. Achelaregend, is that right? a Keller Legend, which is apparently disgusting. That's what Team E is. They're called disgusting. That's who you're supposed to be. Team E is just disgusting. To the start and the finish. There you go. That's what we're going to do. Soon after we scrapped Team 4, everything went nicely. We started doing well. Gruul, not that hard. Was 15-man, remember? Magtheridon fell soon after. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we face yet another big pillar. Big hurdle. Attunement. Tier 5 on the horizon. And the promise of the best bosses ever created in WoW's history were at hand. During that time, though, our raid leader, Christine, passed on some news. She was no longer to raid lead. She surprised us all by revealing that she was in her 6th month of pregnancy, which shook us, as she had never even revealed she was pregnant, let alone with a fellow. She did tell us, though, that she, being GM now as well, would appoint a brand new raid leader. Somebody big, somebody in charge. As soon as she decided which of the officers would be best for the job. But I've got to tell you guys, it was her voice. I had a slight crush on Christine. Hearing that she was pregnant and had had sex and even married made my heart sink. You thought she was pure, like an angel. Do you remember when that shit came out about that wrestling girl, the British one? Jizzing all over that belt. And that guy was like, does this not ruin her for everybody else? I thought she was pure, untouched. Like he... What the fuck, man? You remember, women, you should keep yourselves clean and fresh for when that milady comes along to sweep you off your feet. You should be ready for that moment. You girls should keep yourself in pristine condition. How dare you have relations with other people? How dare you? Very wrong. Very wrong. Purity is everything. I've read it. I've read it online. Untouched. She is with corruption. Honestly, I never thought I could ever hook up with her, but I like the idea of it. Even though I was 19 years old and she was 28. Oh, young fantasies. And to bury my sadness, I started playing my warlock again. Oh, that is punishment. I got attuned to Karazhan and started PvPing like a beast, mate. SLSL. And I pwned hard in Arena and BG. It didn't help, though. Not even slaughtering Alliance dogs helped me to get rid of my sadness. At the time, the healing team consisted of me, Twinkie, and Kvalheim. Twinkie was my girlfriend. Oh, very cute. Somehow, Twinkie took notice of me being sad. Maybe it was because I was suddenly silent on all communications channels. Oh, she's going to become his girlfriend. In the notes it says girlfriend. Spoilers. Spoilers. And I didn't troll anybody with fake DKP sheets. Yes, I was in charge of DKP, and I used the DKP page to troll people by changing their numbers. Ha ha ha! Though they always did get their stuff after I had my laugh. Ha ha! Woo! That's a good one. Got me. Got me, dude. But onwards! She tried to get a reaction out of me. Telling her to fuck off wasn't helping, but I still didn't say a thing. Then she hit the button. Twinkie told me how she used to troll me in vanilla. You see, me being the old warlock class officer, no longer play warlock, I decided that it was my responsibility to cast Curse of Shadows. I will take that burden. Idiot, dude. You're Curse of Doom. The plebs cast curses. Alright? Get your shit together. Will you? Will you grow the fuck up? Get the plebs to do the pleb work. Understand how vanilla rolls. I took on the Curse of Shadows responsibility. Twinkie didn't like that because, you see, in her last guild, she was the Curse of Shadows warlock. That was her responsibility. That was her job. And so in order to annoy me, she pretended to be shit enough to not find cursive elements in her spellbook. And her being a girl and me being a man, I thought that was okay. Fucking girl gamers. Am I right, lads? Am I right, lads? This went on until I had become a shaman. After which, still having my position as warlock leader, I officially gave her the curse of shadows again. Fucking girls, boys. Ruining it for the rest of us, right? You see, even Twinkie wasn't a great warlock at all. At least she knew the art of trolling and therefore gave me a giggle. Over the next few weeks, while we were starting to progress SSC, I started talking more and more to our girl Twinkie. Take a liking to her. Still being the sad sob that I was, she invited me over to get some fresh thoughts into my head, which I agreed, and we spashed. Good times. And this is important to know because it's essential to later. Now I was refreshed, of course. I felt ready to come back as my former self. And even more so, I had to make up some leeway in terms of trolling. Now, Christine had made a single mistake when putting together the 25-man teams. Team 1 had 2 warlocks. They would be Lucas and Daedalus. Team 2 had 5 warlocks. You see, Daedalus had pestered Christina for weeks upon weeks to get some more warlocks into Team 1, because curses are a big deal. But Christine, being in Team 1, in her own words, told him that she would never take Team 2 trash scrub fuck-ups into Team 1. And that's enough of that. But now that she was stepping down for raid leading and would become a mere raider, she let him have it his way to see if he could deal with these 2. And so we took 2 more warlocks. Let's go with Sunder and Havocs. Under the banner of Team 1. Fuck off, Team 2. How many of you still have a Team 2 in your guild? Sucks, dude. How many of you are Team 2? Unlucky for them, though, this was the day. This was the day we began progressing on my second favourite boss of all time. Lady Vashj. Phase 1 is of course a breeze, but some people managed not to spread properly, causing Vashj's charge to drop on entire groups of people. After a brief burst of rage from Christine, such as, "You fucking moronic dumbfucks, how can you not spread 5 fucking yards? And not even notice that you're grilled by fucking lightning?" Cahoon. We started progressing on Phase 2. And this is where the problems began. Here's a graphic I want you to show your audience to see if they can figure out exactly what was the problem with Lady Vashj. Now, I'm going to show you this. This ain't that bad. All right, so what are we looking at here? If you've never done Lady Vashj, all right, there's going to be elementals coming off the water onto the platform. You have to kill them. Then occasionally there's a special elemental, very special elemental, who's tainted. And if you kill that tainted one, you pick up the core. Now, if you hold the core, you can't move, but you can throw the core. So what you have to do is throw it up, and then you can put it into the middle. That's it. You have the tainted core. You just have to throw it to people. That's all you have to do. It's really not that hard. You throw it to somebody further up the platform. They throw it to somebody who's here, and they click the thing. That's it. You have to do that 4 times. That's the thing. But there's also other mobs going on. There's Naga. There's Naga coming in that needs to be tanked and killed. And then there's also the most dangerous things in the world, the Striders. The big-ass Striders that are going to stomp up. And the problem with Striders is they cast AoE Pulsing Fear. So they can't be tanked. Or can they? Or can they? Right, so we've got a Warlock who's going to kite these in a circle. That's what's going to happen. Damn those Striders. Damn them to hell. You see, even though some retarded idiots This is the most elitist story of the day, by the way. Even though some retarded idiots always manage to throw the core to the wrong person, resulting in a chain reaction of fuck-ups, or well, not throw them at all sometimes, and call for a dispel of the nasty stun. Guys, it was TBC. Players still weren't that great. But the real problem was actually the simplest of the jobs in the encounter. Kiting the Striders. First of all, our ranged officer, Lucas, decided that using a warlock's Curse of Exhaustion would be the best of ways of dealing with it. And why not? That's how we did it back in the day. That's how I did it first time. Not the second time or the time ever after that point. But that is how we did it the first time. Touring tanks, hello to you. Who could tank the fucking things? Easy game. Well, one of three things would always go wrong. No one would put dots on the Strider or DPS it for fear of over-aggroing, meaning that the lock was now kiting multiple Striders at a time. Wipe. Option 2, the Warlock was a fucking idiot and couldn't use Curse of Exhaustion properly. Wipe. Option 3, the guy who was kiting would die because he was kiting several Striders and one of the shitter locks had to try and do the job. Wipe. Option 4, for some reason the kiting Warlock would use Curse of Exhaustion on the wrong mobs without realizing it. Wipe. This happened a lot, especially option 2, where the Warlock wouldn't use Curse of Exhaustion properly. And even if I could somehow forgive Dedalus, one more Warlock, and Miller, Dedalus and Miller, for being new to the team, though I've got to be honest, I didn't, and I ranted at them all the time. Lucas and the others, well, those guys, I originally thought them as good players. I did. Some of them even knew how to soul shatter properly, being high on DPS because they did. But this fight showed their true ability as players. And quite frankly, we were getting depressed. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Christine was looking for someone to be a successor as raid leader. Given all the crap that happened during Vashj progression, well, you can say that Kvalheim and, of course, the Warlocks were out of the picture for not being able to properly help his ranged DPS. And, of course, for being a clearly wank player. The melee officers stated from the start he didn't give a fuck about raid leaning whatsoever. Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing it. Considering these two, there were only two viable options left. The main tank, the healing officer, which was me. About our main tank. Now, this might make some of you very sad. Our main tank was what you would call the quiet type. Our main tank hadn't spoken on TeamSpeak for more than 4 raids at this point. He didn't like discussing tactics. He wouldn't talk in guild chat or in guild IRC. IRC, never forget. I, on the other hand, I had been quiet. Sure, it was the last few weeks and not done much to prove myself as a raid leader either. So it might have been a difficult decision for Christine. MT, by the way. But then again, during Vashj progress, I was back, baby. I'd had some sex. I was ready to rock and roll. And I pushed our healing team to its absolute limits. And even though Twinkie moaned about me not being a bit nicer to her than the others, looking for some special favours, both her and Kvalheim spoke up and praised my rule. It was hard times, boys, but always delivered the desired results. And even though if those results didn't always mean we killed the boss, the healing team, as a squad, was never the problem. And one fateful night, when I was raging at the Warlocks for using Curse of Exhaustion on the Elementals, again, it went something like this. Me. Alright, are you guys fucking retarded? Or are you just trolling me at this point? Now, I'm sure many a raider has heard that heard that comment before from their raid leader. At this point, it's been a long time, lads. Are you retarded? Or are you actually just trolling at this point? Explain to me. And I'm sure many of you have heard that recently with Gahoon, probably Gahoon Heroic, something like that. That's my line. We've all heard that at some point. It's been so many tries. Are you actually just annoying me on purpose at this point? And then the Warlock replies, what do you mean? The other Warlock. It's not my fault you guys aren't standing in the right place. So I reply, what the fuck does where I stand matter with slowing the Striders? What the fuck does where I stand matter with you putting it on the wrong target? Explain to me how where I stand on this platform means you need to curse the wrong mob. Explain it to me in detail. To which our Warlock reveals the evil. Well, I misclicked, and tab doesn't always work right. That happens sometimes. First of all, you're doing it all the fucking time. Secondly, are you telling me that for the last few days you have been clicking Curse of Exhaustion on all the pulls that are wiping us? Is that what you're telling me right now? That we have been here for hours and you still are clicking Curse of Exhaustion while trying to kite at the same time? Is this what's happening? Is this what's really happening right now? But we have an opinion. We have a retort. I click faster than you can press buttons, you idiot. Boom. Get scienced, motherfucker. I click faster than you press your buttons, idiot. You stupid bloody ass scrubtard. You make my fucking head hurt. Then I let my head drop and hit the PC desk with an open push to talk. We all know that sound. Are you guys really clicking? Someone chimes in. Some guy, some rogue, always a fucking rogue. He goes, wait a minute, are you guys really clicking? Like, I'm just barely paying attention because I just stand down here and just fuck around. But are you guys really clicking? Is this going on right now? Like, seriously, is this what's happening? You should re-roll to a healer. If you're gonna click, you should re-roll to a healer. To which Christine comes in. Shut the fuck up, all of you. I'll reset all your DKP, you bunch of fuckwits. Good raid leadership. I like it. It happened on every pull. It happened on every pull. And now the Warlocks were swapping each pull in order to learn how to kite the Striders. Every time one of our more senior Warlocks asked if they should help with this duty, they were told to shut up. And that they were being noobs and they were being rude. He finished the conversation with, maybe if you were official Team 1, for as long as I have, then maybe you could learn something. And thus ended the conversation. 6 more hours of wiping on Lady Vashj. I told these lots that the next day, maybe I should do it, and I will frost shot kite them. And maybe that would be easier. But of course, this was the day. This is the day that Christine met her self-created deadline for being a raid leader. It was time for the new blood. After the raid, Christine dragged all the raid officers into the officer channel on TeamSpeak. She held a long speech about how she came to her decision. It felt like it took really too fucking long, and I'll be seriously, the speech was boring as fuck. Just put that in brackets for me. For real, though, the speech was well boring. Finally, she reached the point of the revelation. Of course, I was appointed the new raid leader. And my first night as raid leader would be the next day. And thus, the thoughts in my head started to hatch a plan. A plan to show these noobs where they belonged in the plains of Outland. Of course, I had to appoint a new healing officer, which was Kvalheim. And, well, my girlfriend Twinkie wasn't too happy about that. But I explained to her that appointing officer to her as my first action as raid leader, that would look wrong. It wouldn't be right, would it? Eh? Baby. Honey buns. Darling. Yeah? Sweetness. If I just go become raid leader and make you an officer, that doesn't look good for anybody. We can't do that, alright? So just give her a little pat on the head, send her on the way. Right, boys? Seriously, she was fucking way better, though. Honestly, no lie, she was way, way better. But yeah, guild people suck sometimes, calling bullshit and shenanigans where there are none. But hey, never mind. Never mind. So, Twinkie was appointed as the official healing officer deputy. We even made her a new rank. That's quite nice, isn't it, guys? That's quite nice. So maybe you remember what I said earlier on. I had a warlock. More PvP, for sure. I was geared in T4, that Voidheart raiment, for the win. Voidheart sucks, dude. It's terrible. That helmet is the worst. Heroic dungeon stuff and crafted gear. But it didn't mean I didn't know how to play. It didn't mean I didn't know how to play. So the next night when we yet again wiped on phase 2 of Lady Vashj, I just logged off my orc chamois. And when people asked where I had gone, thinking I had rage quit, I said, just fucking wait. Just fucking wait. I had parked my warlock outside SSC. And when I logged in, they asked what the fuck I was thinking. We're a healer down now, you noob. Blah, blah, blah. I said nicely that healing ain't the fucking problem. And I implemented my new raid leadership style by finishing it with, you mongoloid idiot retards. Sounds like a fun place to play. I pulled my raid leader card. And the only time I did it, I want to mention. This guy, hey, it gets so much fucking worse, dude. It's so much worse. You have no idea. I told you guys wouldn't like the way this goes. I told you guys. And I told Lucas to deal with the stuff that correlated to his non-existent level of skill. And I was here to bring joy upon the raid by doing the striders for them. You see, we raided 6 hours a day, 5 days a week in tiers 5, 6, and Sunwell. I logged my lock after phase 2. 2 hours later, Guild IRC, Guild chat and TeamSpeak exploded and cheering and tears of joy ran down my squad's faces as the Naga Witch had finally hit the ground. And here we go. Hey, you guys want Classic back? You better get them fucking hours ready, boys. You better get those hours ready. You're going to have to put in some time. You're going to have to put in some time. Those Emerald Dragons aren't up forever, dude. Better get ready. Better get ready to have that phone go in the middle of the night and say, log the fuck on, idiot. Log the fuck on. Kazakh's up. After the screams went quiet and people wanted their loots to be distributed. Not only was I in charge of DKP, but I was also the master looter, of course. I thought, now's my time to shine. Now is my time. And so I told the 4 warlocks that if they wanted to have a chance at loot, they needed to kneel down before me and do /emote kisses me. Obviously, the older warlocks were fully opposed to this humiliation. But I said, if they want loot, then you've got to do it. You've got to do it. What didn't help was that the rest of the raid, who had been wiping on phase 2 of Lady Vashj because of these warlocks for several days, told them to get the fuck on with it. On the raids against you, bummer. Many of them pointed out it was their fault that we had been progressing on this shit for way longer than necessary. And they did it. Now they had to send off the emote on my signal. And when I told them to, I instantly turned my back towards them, hit a macro I had written solely for this purpose, as I had been planning it since the night before. It took all of my characters' clothes and let the theme of wrestler Billy Gunn, Mr. Ass, play on TeamSpeak, therefore having them kiss my undead arse. This meme then appeared in our guild. What a douche. Meme.org, makeameme.org. I like it. Makeameme.org. Good times, makeameme.org. Yeah, for the audio listeners, it's a wonderful Captain Picard emote. A meme of why the fuck would you use Curse of Exhaustion on Tainted Elementals, moron, while Riker laughs happily in the background. But it continues. It continues. Ah, that happened? Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let us move on to the Burning Crusade. Let us move on to the Burning Crusade. Now, this does have a slightly different title, so I'm going to change it. It's not the end, no. Our man sent us 2 stories featuring mostly the same people. Oh, I can't spell. It's the game of glaives. The game of glaives. Some fun stuff about warglaives. You'd be surprised, or probably not surprised, as to how committed some people were to getting warglaives. This is a rather short one, but let's get on with it. I got the bit that was also just for my eyes. Thank you very much. I'll do what I can for you. Tier 5 went by. Tier 5 went by, and I really don't want to talk about Kael'thas progression, as it was just the fucking worst. Awesome fight, but just the fucking worst. If you actually progressed on it when it was current content, we killed Kael'thas relatively quickly. Well, 2.1 had just hit the live servers, but without entrance to Hyjal, which needed killing Kael'thas, we could start doing our BT attunements, but not enter the fortress. 3 months after 2.1 launched, we finally managed to kill that ladyboy Blelf. Woohoo! That's Kael'thas, by the way. It was the fucking best. So now we are attuned to the awesome, the unstoppable, the amazing Mount Hyjal. It was the most epic moments in history of Warcraft, and we were about to take part in it. Ah, come on, it was a good fight, I guess. Oh, look, it's the human encampment from the stories, and it's under attack, like in the story. Seriously, I would have liked to have watched it burn down because Jaina fucking sucks. But hey, we got to get to BT. 8 trash waves per boss. 8 waves of trash. A huge ride to the next camp. More waves of trash. Rinse and repeat. Another time, another time. Ride to another camp. More waves of trash. Wave upon wave of trash. And then fight Don Archimonde. Let's just say it didn't take us that long to get this part of the BT attunement. Which was the first boss? Was it Rage Winterchill that you needed for the attunement? It was Rage, right? You killed Kael'thas and then you had to kill Rage. I think it's Rage is the first one. Who was the second one? It wasn't Baramathras, right? It was somebody who looks like Baramathras. It was one of them dudes. One of them big demon dudes. Anyway. And finally, we were ready to turn in our quests and gain our treasured medallions of Karabor. Anatheron, that was it. Anatheron, I remember that. Our treasured medallions of Karabor. Enter the drama. You see, we had 3 rogues in our guild. Let's reuse Twinkie, Kvalheim, and a new guy called Lucas, who was an RL friend of my girlfriend. And this raid was said to drop Illidan's dual warglaives. I won't bother telling you a lot about BT progression as it's unimportant to the matter at hand, but let's start at the beginning. Nagentus is a joke to this day, as is Supremus. And oh my god, the ninja pulls on the shades made me scream on TeamSpeak. Stripping people of their DKP, which was my normal punishment procedure for people making mistakes. Arsehole. Absolute fucking arsehole. Teron Gorfine, and people can't handle 5 buttons on their own. Gertog, no big deal. Reliquary, I made my girlfriend and the other priest spec dis, lol. Mother Sharaz, and farming, not shadow resistance. Council. Our warlocks let Kai die a lot. Because they didn't want a mage to tank, because in their eyes, mages can never be a tank. Smart. And to be fair, mages are soppy face roll boom boom bollocks. Not really. Council's really good for a mage tank. But I was actually grateful. I was actually grateful when a mage stood up to tank this mofo, considering the mess with Vashj. I couldn't log my warlock anymore because I had to be a healer. But let's get to the good stuff. Illidan progression. The actual progression is useless to the story. What is important, though, is what Illidan could drop. Having 3 rogues in the guild, I actually feared the moment just one glaive would drop. Idiot, man. You let people know at the start of the raid who's getting the Legos. Technically, only 2 of our rogues were in the running to get them, as Lucas was a new member to the guild, and we had raged his DKP all the way into the negative. He had 0 chance of getting loot he actually wanted before the Sunwell. You seem so proud. You're so proud of how fucked this trial is. Oh, man. You are the reason that Master Looter is gone, man. You are the reason. You are the 100% reason that Master Looter is gone. You're so fucked. You're so unbelievably fucked. Nonetheless, he was still a rogue. And in hindsight, I have to say he was actually a very good player. Yeah, didn't stop you from fucking him over though, did it? Now we were progressing Illidan. I think 5 or 6 weeks in total. And all this time I wondered. Why, of course, Twinkie and Kvalheim were online all the fucking time. Whenever I logged into the game, and be at 3:30 AM there, they were always sitting inside of the Black Temple from the first day we started progressing on the Betrayer. And suddenly came a day. Actually, a reset day. New loots, new farm, whoop whoop. When it was... Lucas whispered me, which he normally never did. He certainly was a nice guy IRL. Remember, he was friends with my girlfriend. But seldomly talked to anyone in World of Warcraft. And what he told me that day, preacher, let's just say suddenly it all made sense. It all made sense why Kvalheim, yeah, Kvalheim and Lucas, Kvalheim and Twinkie had set up camp in BT for all those weeks. Lucas explained that they were abusing the Atlasloot shenanigans. Did everybody know this Atlasloot shenanigans? You all know this? I hope you know by now. Anybody not know? Let me know right now if you don't know what the Atlasloot shenanigans were for Warglaives. Unless, if you don't know, I will gladly explain it. You know it? No? You watched the other video? Good. You all know what it is. You don't know? Okay. You don't know. Well, okay, let me just explain it quick. Atlasloot was an add-on that was very popular around that time. I haven't seen it in years, actually. But it had every item in game. It was before the Dungeon Journal. So it had all the items in the game. And you could search for them and you could find out where they dropped. Things like that, right? So you could search out items. But Atlasloot was populated... Like, it would populate its list by items that were active on the server. It didn't have, like, a loot table list. It would find items that were on the server, and then it would populate the list of items in the game, right? So when people logged in, you're all wearing your armor, you've got shit in your bags, it would fill up Atlasloot. So you could always... And so generally speaking, it would always be there. So what you could do is at the reset... is go into Black Temple. If you don't know this, raid instances spawn their loot as you enter for every single boss. So when you walk in, the loot is already decided for the bosses. What's inside their bellies is already assigned. So if you went into Black Temple with Atlasloot, as the server reset, as long as no one else in the server logged in who had a Warglaive, and a Warglaive appeared in Atlasloot, it meant that your Illidan had a Warglaive in his stomach. And you could go in and do it. That's how you figured out whether your Illidan had a Warglaive. Now, if you went out of the instance, the loot could be changed. Because when you would go back in with different raid leaders and whatnot. So, if you went into the Black Temple after reset and then checked Atlasloot and saw a Warglaive, you needed to stay inside. You needed to stay inside because it meant Illidan had a Warglaive on him. There you go. That's the idea. So what's happening is the rogues are logging in as quickly as possible, are going into Black Temple and seeing if there's a warglaive. And if there is, they're staying in there. They're staying in there to make sure that Illidan drops himself a warglaive. Right? How the fuck do people discover this in the first place? People were really hungry for legendaries. Really hungry for legendaries. How did we discover that we could scrap anywhere in the world before Blizzard hotfixed it? I don't know how people found that code, but it was a really good code. I liked having that code in the early days of BFA, where we could open the scrapping window anywhere in the world and just scrap all our loot while we were out and about. That was really good. They fixed it the very next day. Fuckers. Fucking Blizz. Spoiling the fun. Anyway. So this meant that at the very least, in the minds of these two dickheads, today was the day that Illidan would drop glaives. Both of them. Ooh, Lucas said he wanted to warn me about this. What is he warning about? What does it matter? But hey, today I know what he really wanted. He can't get his glaives, then the other rogues shouldn't be allowed to get them either. That's a kick from my book. What's the problem? Our guild rogues did it. What's the issue? Why would you not want the other rogues to get their glaives? What does it matter? I don't get it, selfish fuckers. You know who you are. You're the guys who bitch when someone gets a Titan Forged item in your raid who's part of your raid team. Oh no. Oh no. There's a meme in my guild. I really hate it when other people get loot. I really hate it. It really pisses me off when other people get items. Bastards. On this fateful night, we were blazing through the temples of the bosses. And oh hey. Oh hey. Twinkie and Kvalheim were using DKP on loot that was worse than their own. Strange. Not. These two idiots actually started outbidding each other on crap items from early bosses so that the other rogue would have less DKP than the first rogue when the glaives dropped. Right? Right? So now's the plan. The warglaives are inside Illidan's stomach. If we kill Illidan today, the warglaive's going to drop. So the next piece of the plan, the next piece of the puzzle is to drain our friend's DKP. Think about people who are in your guild right now. You're actively now trying to fuck him over in the next 8 or 9 bosses just so you can make sure you get the glaives. Let's just remember one thing. Let's just remember one thing. Up until this point, we had never killed Illidan. Rogues are stupid. But yeah, we eventually arrived at Illidan with a lot of raid time left. And even though I thought about calling the raid just to troll the rogues, I ultimately decided against it because my personal joy, because I wanted to kill Illidan, and so did the rest of the raid. They weren't asked about the glaives. The rogues were awesome on this fight. I had never seen our rogues perform this well on the meters ever before. And to this day, I think that is actually why on the 10th Illidan pull of that night, Illidan died. After the nerd screams of joy and the relief had died out on TeamSpeak, it was time to do the loot. Being raid leader, master looter, and DKP guy all rolled into one, I walked up to Illidan's bruised and battered body after Maiev had him finish the RP, and lo and behold, what I saw there was actually most satisfying. So I started linking the loot. Item 1. Biss! Yeah? Fucking warglaives. Come at me, bro! Got mine. Did you get yours? No, you didn't, mate. I got mine, though. Just because I got it 3rd in the guild doesn't matter. Fucking poggers, mate. Poggers. There is nothing more fuck you, transmog. Fuck you, transmog. There is nothing more satisfying than strolling through Shatrath City with that son of a bitch on your back, and all these guys who have never ever seen it before go, dude, where did you get that though, mate? And I'm like, get away from me. Don't touch me. Don't inspect me. Stand over there. Further. Something pretty badass about it. It is cool. Which went to our main tank because, of course, main tank. Item 2. Anyone want to guess? At the time, remember this is progress. Don't think of it like transmog. What was the other amazing oh god, do you remember when loot was exciting? Hello darkness, my old friend. This stat stick does nothing for me. The Azerite armor is boring AF. I don't give a shit about anything here. Does it have a chance to do something? I can't even tell. You know? Like that. Ooh. The Cursed Vision's a good call. The Cursed Vision's a good call. Anybody guess it? Cursed Vision. It was, of course, the Poggers. Skull of Gul'dan. Which I gave to one of the warlocks. Yeah. But the other two drops. Memento of Tyrande was good as well. I think the mace came from there. That cool-ass fucking mace. Yeah, the Skull of Gul'dan was max Poggers, man. That shit was so fucking good. I don't know, mate. Laser Matrix is quite exciting. Hey, Skull of Gul'dan was Poggers for every caster. Yeah. The other two drops. People on TeamSpeak were pestering me to link the rest of the loot, especially the rogues. And I gasped and said, and I remember this RP speech because it annoyed most of my raid team, which made me go on for even longer. My brothers and sisters, warriors, mages, warlocks, fellow shamans, and all other soldiers of the mighty horde. This is the day. The day that the betrayer, the self-proclaimed Lord of Outland, Illidan Stormrage, fell and now lies. Broken, bruised, battered, beneath our humble feet. He has put this torn world, my home world, Maylock Shammy, through much. For this he paid the ultimate price. And after all these endeavours that we have gone through to put his reign of terror and madness to an end, I now present you your reward. And thus I linked both warglaives. I didn't think you could get both. Cheering, clapping, laughter, screams, tears of joy. All of this could be heard on TeamSpeak. But when it died down, and everybody told Twinkie grats because he was first on DPS and had more DKP left, when all of a sudden it turned to wonder. It did happen. I have seen screenshots of both of them on the loot table. I have seen that. Numb with disbelief, these battle-hardened conquerors of the Black Temple witnessed something. And this little something was me handing the warglaives to our Fury Warrior. Alex. I'm going to use his real name because I know that you can track down an Alex. To our Fury Warrior, Alex. Congratulations, Alex. Woo! Alex! Alex! Yes! Big dude! Big upgrade for you, man. Big plays. First came Twinkie. What is this shit, dude? They're mine, dude. What the fuck? Well, Valheim just started laughing as he already accepted he wasn't going to get them. You got fucked, mate. You got fucked. So what happened here? Well, after Lucas had told me that the glaives would drop today if we were able to kill Illidan, I had told Alex, our warrior, to not bid on anything. So he could easily overbid the rogues on the glaives. Alex is a Tauren warrior with war glaives. Gross. You guys ever seen a Tauren warrior with war glaives when it's current content? They look so stupid. They look so fucking stupid. Oh, it's gross. It's fucking gross. It's not amazing. It looks fucking so stupid. It looks so... Especially when they're actually DPSing with them. They look so fucking stupid. What was the... That's against the law, isn't it? The aftermath of this... Well, as you can probably imagine. I just saw that, Espel. It's funny. As you can imagine, Twinkie quit 5 minutes later, telling me to go fuck myself. Obviously, he didn't get that it was his own stupidity that cost him his set of warglaives. Did it, though? What exactly did he do wrong? Because I've seen this argument like 20 times, that the people in your guild who went to find out if they could get the warglaives are apparently arseholes for doing so. Now, fucking over their other friends to have more DKP, that's a shitty thing to do. That is. That's a shitty thing to do. But getting the warglaives in the stomach, what's the problem? Why is that an issue? I don't get it. Kvalheim, of course, continued to raid with us, laughing his ass off about the incident up until he quit 2 weeks after the launch of Wrath of the Lich King. And of Lucas, he's still quiet in game, but gave me a big hug and bought me shitload of drinks the next time we meet IRL. Seriously, that guy's 2 meters fucking tall, full of muscles, with a beard, long hair, extremely into black metal, but he's just so fucking adorable and sweet when you get to know him. He never did get the warglaives, though. Oh, feels bad for our Viking warrior. Feels fucking bad. God damn it. Personal loot would have saved you, poor rogues. Personal loot forever. Personal loot would have done it. Ladies and gents, that does bring us to the end of drama time for this Friday. This sweet Friday. I want to be streaming tomorrow night. It won't be the new web show, but I want to do something. I miss seeing you guys on a Saturday night and having a beer. I'm thinking we'll do something kind of relaxed together. We'll see what goes on, but that's what I'm planning to do, because I miss you guys on Saturday night. Saturday night was so fun, and I am redoing the web show. It's going to be different, but it will be coming, so hopefully I'll be here tomorrow night. My game plan now is I'm going to a meal with my brother for his birthday. My brother is like 150 today or some fucking shit. I don't know. 150 or some shit. So we're going to go for that, and then I'm going to come back and get some YouTube stuff done for you this evening. All right? This evening. So that's what's going to be rocking and rolling. I want to thank you all for being here on with me this afternoon. And I will be back normally again on Monday. Will be good. I'm the younger brother. Yes, I am. I am the younger brother. he's really old. He's really old. I love you all. Thank you for everything recently. You guys have been awesome. I've got some good stuff coming for you. We'll get there. Don't you worry about it. Thank you all, boys. Be good. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday or next Friday. All right? Bye-bye. Yeah.